I think one of the hottest topics for parents today is children and tech. And this is something that I'm really passionate about, mainly because in my clinical work, it's something that I stumble across every day. I frequently have conversations with parents about tech use. How much is too much? What should children be doing? Is tech beneficial? And the reason parents are talking about this a lot is because the official guidance on this is actually very poor. The American Paediatric Association and even the British Paediatric Associations don't have very clear guidelines on what children should and shouldn't be using, or how much tech time or even screen time, which is an interchangeable concept, children should be having. And it is really tough, right? Is using an iPad or a phone for a prolonged period of time the same as watching television? As parents now, we grew up on a diet of TV. Did that do us any harm? These are the kind of debates that parents are having. So I do understand that it's really difficult at the moment to try and work out what's the right thing to do. So if I come at this from a developmental perspective, what is a child's developmental journey? What are they meant to be doing? Well, they're meant to be moving, talking, socialising, interacting, learning, being curious, exploring. That's what I want a child to do. I don't really mind how they get there. Every family is going to approach this differently, but you need to think about the full range of their developmental skills. And tech may play a part in building some of those, but I'm not convinced it's terribly helpful for reaching all of those developmental skills, particularly for younger children. So one of the things that worries me about a lot of tech use is that it's quite isolative and it's quite a sedentary activity. They keep still and they do it on their own, head down. It's difficult to talk to them, it's difficult to interact with them. They zone out. And for me, that means that's a barrier to them doing lots of the other developmental tasks I want them to do. So if tech is part of your life, great. But for young children, I want parents to think about the balance. How much tech time versus how much of all the other stuff. And as long as they're reaching their developmental milestones and they're achieving all of those different skills in a really varied way, then tech may absolutely have a place in family life. It's kind of difficult to avoid it, right? It's everywhere. It's in schools. Children are using tech for learning. It would be naive to think that we can live a tech-free existence. And I wouldn't advocate for that. It's not practical. But I often say to parents, I think about tech sometimes the way I think about sugar. Most parents know that sugar's not a terribly good thing, and it's not something you'd bring into your home in a very unregulated way without a plan. You wouldn't allow your small child to have unregulated access to sugar 24/7. You'd have a plan for that. You'd decide when and how, and every family would do it differently. Well, I'd like you to approach tech in the same way. I'm a fan of the family plan. How much tech time, when, before school, after school, on what devices, what are the restrictions, what are the limits? And once everybody's clear, everybody can sign up to it. I think if you can stick to that, you won't go far wrong. When it comes to tech and young children, I do have some tips. So one of the things I would say is it's got to be done in public spaces, in the house, so not in your bedroom, not on your own. Parents need to have an eye on what children are doing, so they need to be able to check in and they need to be able to see. And you are going to need some kind of restrictions or parental controls on what young children have access to, because their curiosity will lead them in all kinds of places. So you need to stay engaged and you need to have an oversight of what's happening. As long as you're on top of it, I think things are fine. Now, when it comes to teenagers, I think different rules apply, and that's not just because they're teenagers, but because actually the function of tech in teenage life serves a different purpose. Teenagers are all about engaging with the peer group. It's that transitional phase when you're moving from your family of origin into your affiliated peer group and then journeying out to become independent adults of your own. So actually teenagers think grown-ups are pretty uncool and we don't know what we're doing, and maybe they're right. So tech for teenagers has social currency. It's a way that they connect with their peers. It's the way that they share their culture. It's the way that they engage. So actually for teenagers, tech might be really helpful. But some basic rules still apply. You need to keep an eye on what they're doing. I'm not terribly keen on younger teens being in their rooms doing tech on their own. And actually the parental controls might need to stay in place. And we can't talk about tech without talking about gaming, which is really a current concern for parents now. just how much gaming to allow their children to do, what types of games, and the age restrictions that are in place. Now, there's a lot of concern about the addictive quality of gaming and whether you can even get something called gaming pathological disorder. These things are of a concern to parents, but what I would say is the normal rules of parenting apply. Have limits, have consequences, have rules, and be able to enforce them. Gaming might be something that your child really enjoys doing, and it's a way that they connect with their friends, but it shouldn't take over family life, and it shouldn't cause battles when you try and get them to stop or to come off. And it is important to keep an eye on what they're doing and who they're speaking to, and make sure for younger children they're only gaming or playing online with people that they know in the real world and people that you know. I also really want to encourage parents to think about their own tech behaviour. Children learn through observation, so it is really important that we are modelling really good tech behaviour. Are we using tech excessively in front of them? Are we on our phones? Do we bring it to the dinner table? Would we interrupt a conversation with our children to answer the phone? Actually, these are really important questions. To give you an example, I recently went into a school playground where the head teacher had put up a sign that said, "Please greet your child with a smile, not a mobile phone." These are sobering messages for us as adults, because if we want our children to behave appropriately around tech, we need to behave appropriately as well. We need to show them how to do it. So parents, think about your tech use when you're with your children. Thank you so much for listening. And if you would like to learn more about this topic, then I have written a book called Unplugged Parenting and also done a TEDx talk, which you can link to here. And also subscribe to the Mumsnet YouTube channel for more fascinating topics on parenting.